What's up, sports fans? Welcome to V Sports Insider. We're in a very interesting boxing week, so we're going to talk about the upcoming fights. There are two DAZN cards, one on Friday, headlined by GENNADY Triple G Golovkin versus KAMIL SZEREMETA, and one on Saturday, the big one, pound for pound king Canelo ALVAREZ versus the super middleweight world champion Callum. There's also a big kickboxing show in Europe, Glory 76 in Rotterdam, Badr against Benny Adegbuyi. We're gonna mention that as well, so stay tuned. So, like already mentioned, there's a very strong boxing weekend ahead of us. We're gonna go with the Friday card first. Friday, December 18 from Hollywood, Florida, live on DAZN. GENNADY Triple G Golovkin is back. He's taking on a top 10 opponent, KAMIL SZEREMETA of Poland, and the fight's gonna be for GENNADY Golovkin's IBF title. Also on the card, the top prospect in the super middleweight division, Ali Akhmedov, against the undefeated Carlos Gongora. 12 rounds in the super middleweight division. Also, a very interesting fight is that a super featherweight female world champion from Korea, Hyun-Mi Choi, is going to make an American debut on this card, fighting against Calista Salgado. Choi is defending her WBA title, and she has a very interesting story behind her. She also holds a record for winning world title in her professional debut. So this is going to be her 19th career fight. Also 19 career title fight. She's never fought a non-title fight. Very interesting story. And then Saturday evening European time, which would be Saturday afternoon US time, Badr is coming back, headlining the Glory 76 card, the Glory Heavyweight Championship Eliminator, Badr versus Benny. Very interesting fight, very meaningful fight for the kickboxing world. And then Saturday night, the big one, Saul Canelo Alvarez is coming back. The pound for pound king is fighting Callum for the WBA, WBC, Ring Magazine, and the Lineal Super Middleweight Championship of the world. A fight that's going to be available on DAZN but also on pay-per-view. On the undercard, Julio Cesar Martinez, the WBC flyweight champion, is defending his title against Francisco Rodriguez. So we're gonna talk about this, but first things first, we're gonna start with the Triple G card. Obviously, Triple G, the number 2 middleweight in the world at this point, behind Saul Canelo Alvarez, is coming back against top contender KAMIL SZEREMETA. A solid fight, solid comeback fight. Obviously, a lot of people expected tougher opponent for Triple G, more recognizable name to be more exact, but KAMIL SZEREMETA is not to be underestimated. He's undefeated and he's top 10. Obviously, Triple G is the favorite to win the fight, and should he come out victorious, there are very interesting fights to be made in the near future. Obviously, there's a Canelo fight that he wants, there's a potential Demetrius Andrade fight, there's a potential Billy Joe Saunders fight, maybe Ryota Murata. We'll see what happens. Obviously, Charlo is in the middleweight division as well. He should be looking to step up, but overall, a solid fight for Triple G at this point in time. And on the undercard, a fellow Kazakh fighter, top prospect at the super middleweight, Ali Akhmedov. He's already top 20, so he's making that transition from prospect to contender. He's fighting an undefeated fighter from Venezuela, Carlos Gongora, 12 rounds in the super middleweight division. Ali Akhmedov is a big favorite here, and he should be looking to make a statement and win this fight in the spectacular fashion. Also on the card, very interesting, Hyun-Mi Choi, a female fighter from Korea. She's originally from North Korea, defected to South Korea, turned professional, won the WBA world title in her professional debut, moved up, won another WBA title at the super featherweight division, and now she's 17-0-1, so grand total of 18 fights, all title fights. undefeated. All of her previous fights took place in South Korea. Now she's making her US debut against Calista Salgado. A very solid undercard fight to open this telecast. So overall, like I said, a very solid Friday card from Matchroom, from the Zone. It's gonna be worth it. And now we're gonna make a quick mention of a kickboxing legend, Badr. He's coming back. He's fighting Benny Adegbue and the heavyweight championship eliminator in Glory 76 main event card in Rotterdam. Obviously, Badr is a slight favorite here, but Benny is no joke. He's a top-rated contender, and whoever wins this fight will proceed to challenge the Glory heavyweight world champion Rico Verhoeven. Let's not forget, Hari and Verhoeven had 2 fights already. First one finished in an unfortunate Badr Hari injury, a victory for Rico Verhoeven. Second one, Badr Hari had that fight in the bag, scored 2 knockdowns, and then tragically injured himself while trying to kick Rico Verhoeven in the head. Another TKO injury defeat, and it's been a long time since Badr Hari banked his last official victory. It was 2015, so for more than 5 years Badr Hari hasn't scored an official victory. He did defeat Hasdi Gurgis in 2018, but that fight was overturned to no contest. So definitely a crossroads fight. Definitely big things are awaiting the winner, and obviously the loser has that retirement option, which I'm sure is not something that Badr Hari is looking forward at the moment, at least for 1 or 2 or 3 more fights. We'll see what happens there, but we're moving on. The biggest fight of the week, one of the biggest fights in boxing this year, Saul Canelo Alvarez is coming back, and he's fighting a toughest possible opponent, the prime undefeated world champion, the WBA Super and the Ring Magazine, the lineal super middleweight champion of the world, the winner of the World Boxing Super Series, Callum Smith. It's going to be a great fight in Texas on the Zone. There's a pay-per-view option available as well, whoever wants to buy it. It includes 4 months of the Zone subscription, I believe, so whoever's not subscribed to the Zone already, it's a very good option for them to get this pay-per-view fight and also get 4 months of the Zone programming for free. And this is the fight everybody was calling for Canelo Alvarez to make just a year ago when he was fighting Sergey Kovalev, when he cemented his status as the pound for pound the best fighter in the world. There were a lot of devotee fan club haters that were calling for Canelo Alvarez to fight opponents other than Sergey Kovalev, and on top of their list was Callum Smith. They were all mentioning Callum Smith being the real super middleweight champion, Canelo Alvarez holding only the WBA regular belts. So now he's giving everybody what they wished for, and definitely should Canelo Alvarez come out victorious here, he will further cement his place as the undisputed pound for pound, the best fighter in the world. And moving on, another interesting fight on the card is Julio Cesar Martinez versus Francisco Rodriguez. 12 rounds for Martinez's WBC flyweight world title. Should Martinez come out victorious here, there's a possible big match to be made in the flyweight division against the WBA world champion Artem Dalakian. A lot of people are not really paying attention to these weight classes under featherweight or super bantamweight, but this is a very solid match to be made in the flyweight division. Julio Cesar Martinez against Artem Dalakian. So overall, a very good boxing weekend. Tell us what you think about the Triple G fight. Tell us who you got between Canelo Alvarez and Callum Smith. And this was a report by V Sports Insider.